Hey, everybody doing? We're shooting from 18600 Woolworth Savvy Events. Today we have Myers, Ball, myself, and we have our special guest T. We're going to talk about how does a marriage benefit a man, because I don't see how marriage can benefit a man. Me personally, I think women are bad investments, and I feel that when a man marries a woman, he sets himself up to be robbed. What's your take on it, Myers?
Just jump right in, huh?
Yeah, I mean, so by you being married before, you've been married for how many years? Was you married?
18 years.
18 years, a very long time.
Yes, sir.
So, basically, if you can do it all over again, will you marry the same woman over? And why would you, or why wouldn't you not?
Wow, that's a hell of a question. If I had to do it all over again, I would still get married. Knowing if I knew then what I know now, oh yeah, we would still be married today. If I had to change and pick the same woman, it's a hard topic. That's a hard question. That's a whole nother different set of scenarios. But I ain't gonna lie to you. I'd try it again. I would try it again. I would. But then I would go in with a different mindset, knowing how to circumvent certain things. And those pitfalls that, got me to where I am now, I would definitely be able to avoid those things, and would have turned that 18 years into a lifetime.
Can you talk about some of those different mindsets?
Sure. It kind of goes into what we were talking about with money, right? I was the breadwinner in my marriage, right? I was an engineer, making six figures. Everything was good. So, but then when money from her end started to come into play, things did start to change a little bit. The dynamics of our, the income, it went from ours to kind of what's mine's, or what's yours. Then that started to change. So that's one of the pitfalls that I would change. Hey, listen, we're going to set this stage that regardless if you getting money or I'm getting money, it's all the same pool. It's all in the same pot.
So to make sure I understand what you're saying, I'm gonna just throw a number out there.
For sure.
Let's say you make 100,000, your ex-wife make 100,000. Are you saying when she got closer to your income, she felt more empowered?
Well, when she started making her own money, a little bit more money, yes, a little bit of empowerment did start to set in, and that was also another pitfall we're talking about is individuals into the marriage, allowing certain people, that don't got the same mindset. Now she talking to her girlfriend who ain't got nothing, or a family member who ain't got nothing. Girl, you letting him control his money, or you letting him X, Y, and Z. Now I would definitely make sure that we would be like-minded with whatever friends that we had coming to the table, because your friends are my friends are your friends. All that separatism and having your own stuff, no, because again, it's different mindsets. You let somebody else talk that ain't got nothing. Girl, why you letting him control your money like this? Or he controlling who you talk to, where you go? Well, guess what? We've been rocking and rolling for almost 10 years. Doing this, it ain't broke. We ain't fixing it. So let's not worry about those kind of things. So it wasn't the actual dollar amount. It was just the fact that, introducing, certain people in that having their own different opinions and stuff like that. But I would definitely, like I said, try it again, and I would definitely avoid, certain things.
So let me ask you a question right quick. Are these like new friends or new? Because it seemed like this would have been there from the beginning.
It was good point. So when I first got married, we lived out of state. Life was great. We got into an argument, we had a fight, we had a disagreement. You just get to go in the other room, calm down, come back. And I would always tell my ex-wife, listen, we could talk about it. She wasn't a talker. Me, I'm going to talk you to death. I'm going to let you know how I feel. When you leave this room, you're going to know our opinions. You're going to know what I meant. Ain't nothing going to be ambiguous. It's going to be what it is. When we were there, out of state, life was grand. We relied on each other. We moved back here. And I think that's where, so to answer your question, it was family, okay. It was friends, it was friends like old school friends, You know, I can't come back and tell you, you know, when we were out of state, we were building our own friends together. So we had all friends, all commonalities. We had married friends, right? So we didn't have, you know, friends going to the club or, you know, the male friends going to the strip club. We ain't had them kind of friends. So we built together. Everything, our whole community, we built together.
So when you came back to Michigan, thinking back from now to there, thinking back, do you think if you would have put more structure to your marriage, do you think that would have probably saved your marriage?
I think we probably would have been having a mindset coming back and knowing what to expect. Family, friends, hey, listen, we gonna encounter some of that same bull crap. We ain't going for that. You know, we gonna be locked into us. You know, and you know, I didn't think we had that conversation. We built a great foundation, a phenomenal foundation, and I just think that it kind of got pierced when we came back here, and we didn't think that family, friends would actually been able to penetrate that, and you know, they did. So
did y'all share the same bank accounts? Were you separate?
We did. Okay. Everything was the same.
Okay.
So we didn't have any separation in income. You know, when it came in, you know, it came in all as one.
Would it be any different with your second marriage? If you was to get married again, would you have like one account where both of you guys are together, and then your account, and then she has her account?
So and that was the thing. Toward the end of my marriage, we set that up to make sure. Hey, listen, one account. All the bills, all the investments, all the, you know, everything, and then, you know, you're gonna have your own account. I don't worry about it. You don't worry about what's going on here. So like if you know, your paycheck come in, 70% goes into the house account, 30% go into your own personal account. You do what you want, you know. But then like certain things I believe in, I ain't got a problem with a man paying bills. I paid all the bills in the house.
All the bills?
All of them. All of them. I didn't have an issue with paying the bills because, you know, that was my responsibility.
Right.
Now again, you got little store cards and all that kind of stuff. That's your business. You know what I'm saying? You go on and take care of those, and then at the end of the year for a Christmas gift or something, I might pay that card off. You know, something like that. But I'm okay with that. I ain't got no problem with that. Because again, 70% of the money still coming to the house. So after you're done paying bills, you still got 30-40% still sitting there. So, you know, look, my wife didn't have to worry about paying a bill. You know, she paid her own.
But you controlled the money.
I did.
Okay.
I did.
Fully.
So you paying the money out the 70%, or you paying the money out your pocket, all the bills?
Well, that was the thing. I made more money. So at the end of the day, I did pay most of the bills. The mortgage, 2-3 car notes. You know, we had a little vacation property, all that kind of stuff. I did pay the majority of that.
Okay.
You know, because again, we were married. So I wasn't really looking at it from that standpoint.
So T, you're currently married.
Yes, I am.
And you're happily married.
Yes, I am.
And if your husband can speak out of your mouth, would you say he's happily married, and why?
I would say he's happily married. And why is because, we've been married 7 years. We've been together 16 years. This is my second marriage. I got married my first time when I was 25, very young. Lasted about a year. So I already knew that was a mistake from the get-go. So going into a marriage with him, we had dated for a long time. We broke up. You know, we went through our struggles as a dating couple to see if, you know, when shit hits the fan, is he gonna be there? Am I gonna be there? Are we gonna come together as a unit and take care of this, or is somebody gonna run? So that's why when we got married, I was 38, he was 43, you know, and it continues to work because we compromise, we sacrifice, we listen to each other, we get each other's opinions about things, you know. I don't need to always argue with him. Even though I don't agree, sometimes I just let it go because I know that he's not gonna change his answer and I'm not gonna change mine. So I pick and choose the battles that I really wanna win, and the battles that I'll let go, I let go.
Yeah.
And I think it keeps a peaceful home. We really don't argue like that. Out of the 7 years, we've probably had maybe a handful of really bad arguments, but other than that, our home is rather peaceful, even with a 3-year-old.
So do you think the way you view things and how you okay with certain things is because you from Canada?
It's me, it's my personality too, it's me as a person, but maybe because I'm from Canada, and then, you know, my parents, you know, are still together. They've been married 45 years, you know, so my dad was always in my life. He taught me how to change spare tires, you know, cut the grass. That's why I'm very hands-on. I'm not, you know, I don't like to get my hands dirty type of girl, but I do everything that I need to. And I feel like it was how I was raised. All of my sisters are the same way. My brother's the same way. You know, like it's how we were raised is what I bring into my marriage.
Now, well, hold on, cuz I got a question for you. You said something back in your last statement. You said you pick your battles. My question is, when you concede to your husband, when at the end of the day that disagreement or the battle going back and forth, do you at the end of the day concede to and just say whatever your husband says, is he right? Or are you do you sit and say, I trust him and I'm gonna go with whatever it is that he says? Or when you say pick the battles, even if you don't win the battle, you know at the end of the day what he's gonna put forth or the direction that he's going in is what's best for your family.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
But usually the battles that I let slide are like the very minimal ones, like the nitpicking ones, the ones where, you know, like he said I did something and I didn't do it, or I said he did something, and you know, like it's those ones.
Okay.
Like when we argue about, we really don't actually argue about like, if he wants to do something, you know, and I say no, we really don't have that argument. You know, like he goes on boys trips. I want him to go on
Right.
boys trips because when I go on girls trips, I don't want him to say, listen,
Right.
no.
But what if he says, listen, sweetheart, at the end of the day, the income that we have right now, we need to hold tight. You need to be able to put this off until another couple of months. Let's revisit it. What is your opinion then? You really want to go on this girls trip with your girls, but your husband said, we don't have the money. Now, he just came back from a trip.
Yeah.
But then now he's sitting and looking at the bills. He's like, whoa, we overspent a little bit. You know, we need to actually bring in a little bit of money. We need to wait for a couple months.
Yeah.
What would your viewpoint be then?
I would say sure. That's
Okay.
fine. I can wait.
Okay.
You know, it's not like I'm never gonna go on a trip. I can wait. You know, I don't want to be stressed out on a trip that I know that we are financially struggling.
Gotcha.
I don't want to do that because I'm not gonna go on the trip with a peaceful mind at that
Okay.
point. Maybe my husband's gonna be pissed off, and here I am soaking in the sun.
Yeah.
When I get home, is he still gonna be pissed off?
Right.
Like I don't want to come home to that.
Okay.
You know.
Hey T, isn't
good
you from
question.
Asia, right?
I was born in Thailand. Yeah, my family's
Okay.
from Laos.
And you have black friends from Detroit.
Yes.
I know you personally, and I always said, the way you see things, the way you behave, and the way you act, is nothing like black women that I'm accustomed to. Do you think you're different from most black women from Detroit?
I can't really.
That's
you
a
know,
loaded
that's,
question.
that's
Listen,
a loaded
you
question. I can't really.
controversial.
You know, like I think I'm different.
She's not black, so she's not
I think
gonna
I'm
act like
different from any girl. Period. You know, regardless of race, creed, or color. I think I'm just different. As far as maybe if you want to compare like Asian personalities or characteristics to black women's personalities and characteristics. We are different, you know.
But that's cultural.
It's culturally, right. And you know, I think having a father figure in your life and growing up in a family with a mother and father is also crucial in what forms you as an adult. So.
Did you see your mom compromise within
Yes.
the marriage?
Yes,
Okay.
she compromised. I mean, I saw my mom. My mom went to work every day. She came home and cooked a meal every day. And when I tell you, because Asian cuisine, it's a lot of fresh food, no cans, you know, unless we can't get the ingredient here in America. But she cooked from scratch every single day. You know, we hardly ever had leftovers because she, you know, and that's she was a hustler. You know, even though my dad was like the breadwinner and paying all the bills, she was still hustling. You know, she was working, she was selling food, she was like selling silk flowers. You know, I would go to the morning market with, like, the flea market with her at 6 in the morning when I was like 5, 6 years old, knowing she didn't necessarily need to do that because, you know, their bills they were living rather comfortably, but she did it because that's just in her mindset. You know, like, she won't let that, to this day, my mom is a hustler, you know, so, yeah.
I had the opportunity of meeting your mom and your dad. Awesome people.
Thank you.
They did an awesome job, in my opinion, raising you.
Thank you.
Okay, T. So by you being from Canada, and I'm pretty sure you have black women friends from Detroit, you know people. You go to their house.
Yes.
You hear how they talk. You see how they treat their men. What do you think about that?
Actually, I only have maybe like 3 or 4 friends, and all of my friends are married. And I only go to like one friend's house. But I see the same. She treats her husband with respect. They have a very loving relationship. You know, she respects her husband. You know, I've never seen any strife or, you know, anything like. And her marriage, I've always looked up to because she was married for 20 years, 25 years, you know, and like, she was with her husband since high school and they've stayed together for this long.
So if you was to compare the relationships that I guess you're accustomed to, that you feel comfortable being around people with those type of relationships,
Yes.
versus, I'm pretty sure you have black friends that's not married,
Yes.
and you see how they treat their men. Do you agree with that, or is it something that they can learn from you?
I haven't really seen any of my friends treat their men badly, and maybe it's because I'm very picky with who I choose to be around, you know, because I truly believe that your energy will brush off on somebody else, or somebody's energy will brush off on you. So I have to be around sort of the same people on my energy level. You know, if they're negative, I can't stick with them. You know, if they got things going on in their lives, hey, I'm gonna, you know, that's my girl, because listen, we're gonna bounce ideas off with each other. We're gonna try to make money together. You know, I can't be with this friend over here who all she wants to do is drink, smoke, and go to the clubs and find men. You know, that's not in me to want to do on a daily basis. So I have to pick and choose my friends. That's why I only have about 3 or 4. Right. You know, I've had to get rid of friends that were not married because, and I'll give you an example of what happened. I went to the club with her. This was before I actually got married. I went to the club with her, and she basically was sleeping with married men, you know, just very like disrespectful things as far as, you know, doing things to other people's marriages and stuff. And I'm like, I'm hanging around this person, you know, I don't want somebody to see her and then relate her to me and say that that's your friend, you know, 2 peas in a pod. Right. You guys are gonna, right? So I had to cut that off. You know.
Did you have a conversation with her?
No, she knew though. She knew.
Yeah.
She knew, because I told her. After the second married guy came up to her in the same bar with his wife, and she went to go hug the guy, I told her in the bathroom, I said, why would you do that? You know, like, he's married, yeah, and his wife is right there. Why would you do that? And she didn't really have anything to say. She's like, I'm living my life. And I'm like, okay, you go live your life, and I'll go live my life separately.
Just be separate from you guys.
I just can't
So
deal
she's
with
not
that.
part of your
Yeah, she's not part of it.
But that goes back to what I said in mine, making sure we pick like-minded people around us.
Absolutely.
You know, making sure that, listen, your common goals and my common goals, we have to have some sort of alignment.
Yeah.
You know, I got to see what you're doing in there. I need to be able to glean from you. If I can't learn something from you, then why am I around you? Right. You know, so again, I want to pick people. I want to pick people that's actually gonna grow my relationship.
Exactly.
You know, and my business acumen, my spiritual my my household. I want to make sure I'm around somebody that's gonna give me something, and that's why. So that's why I asked her the question about, do you actually listen to your husband when he want to make the decision? Early in my marriage, my wife listened. Hey, listen. At the end of the day, we disagreed, but she knew that my decision for the household, it was for the household. It wasn't anything personal that I wanted to do. She knew the decision I was going to make was the best decision for all of us because it benefited all of us. That's one of my favorite sayings, is that when you do something wrong, it just really affects you. But when you do something right, it affects everybody around you. Everybody around you going to benefit. So that's why you got to make sure you picking people that's going to benefit you.
Can I pose a question to you?
Yes, sir.
In the future, when you meet your future significant other,
Yes, sir.
is it important when you guys sit down and talk, you guys are serious, as to, there's this new person you meet, and she's a divorcee as well. So is it important that you guys talk about why she got a divorce and why you got a divorce? Is that important?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Unequivocally.
So learn from it?
You have to be able to say, because for me, when I got a divorce, I sat down and tried to figure out, what did I do wrong? Because at the end of the day, it's your responsibility. When something, go back to what I said, when you fail, it's on you. So I have to look at this whole marriage and figure out, what did I do wrong? Most people always want to be like pointing the finger. Oh, well, she did this. No, I got to take accountability. Because when I walk, I ain't trying to bring my mess from that one into this new one. So we got to sit down and have a conversation. So that young lady sitting across from me can't get it. Well, baby girl, no matter how much I like you and vibe with you, we ain't compatible. Because you can't listen and know that you did something wrong, because you had to do something wrong. Anybody just gonna pick up and leave if you perfect. No. So you did something wrong as well as I. So I had to learn that. So that new young lady I'm sitting across from, we got to talk about it. Got to lay it out.
How you ever dated outside your race?
Yes.
If you had to make comparisons to what you know about the black woman versus whoever you dated outside your race, what would your conclusion be?
So, have nothing against other races or other nationalities. Nothing. I told myself I'm marrying a sister. That's what I told myself. Now I married that sister, and I learned. So now I'm free to marry whoever I feel. Whoever gonna get me to this next level in life. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm damn near halfway through. I'm halfway through. I feel like I'm gonna live to be 100. I'm almost halfway through my life. So now I ain't about to get on cruise control, but I definitely don't want that same turbulence in my 20s and my 30s that I'm now in my 40s. So white women, Asian women, black women, beautiful individuals, but I'm marrying who I want. I'm marrying who's compatible. I'm marrying we gonna get to the next level and win. And who gonna listen.
So why was you key the first time on marrying a black woman versus having the mindset you have now?
So again, I was in my 20s, right? I'm in my 20s. I want some, for my grandmother, God rest her soul, you're aware, because you played me. Remember that time you played me and tell Big Mom, you about to bring a white woman to the crib, right? You remember that joke?
Yeah.
And I almost got, I got chastised, up until the day she died. You better not come in here with, but that was her mentality because she from, the 40s. You know what I'm saying? So she had them struggles. Now that we've grown up, I understand. I didn't understand it then, but if I would have fell in love with a white woman then, who knows? But everybody's going back to what T was said. It's upbringing. It's upbringing. It's upbringing and being open to having real tough conversations. That's another thing about our community. We don't communicate effectively. We don't really have these effective communications. You remember back in the day what went on in this house, stay in this house. So we got all these family secrets. We got all this stuff that we don't talk about in different nationalities. They put it on the floor. So like now, I'm breaking all that. When I have a conversation, we having them tough talks.
So you'll bring you'll bring your child into the conversation.
Yeah, we had him. Listen, my son right now, he on his way to Puerto Rico by himself for 3 weeks. But even though me and his mom are divorced, we still co-parent like a mother. So we still make sure we 10 toes down for that kid.
So are your ex-wife and you are able to communicate and talk about what's best for the child?
That's it. That's all we have a conversation on. Because there's nothing else to talk about. You know, like we had our look. I apologize that this went the way it went, but we passed that now. Our common goal is that kid that we share in between. So we had lunch yesterday, and we sat down and talked about this kid, and we had our conversations. We laughed. You know, hey, whatever happened on that end, we just got to eat that, learn from it, move forward. But when it comes to this guy over here, we got to be locked in, because if we not, it's gonna be to his demise. And we ain't trying to do that. We're trying to make sure that our next generations are better, not worse. So that's why we're able to do that. And again, just making sure, am I still hurt about some stuff? Absolutely. Is she still hurt about some stuff? Absolutely. But what does that got to do with this kid? Nothing. So we keep all that and we focus on him. And that's it.
T, you've been married before.
Yes.
Are you and your ex-husband at the same or similar space where Myers and his ex-wife are? Can you still sit down with your current husband and maybe they can have a conversation?
No, we don't share any children.
Yeah, so
So,
why
there's
would
no
they?
point in
Right.
me continually communicating with him. We divorced for a reason, and I don't need to know how you're doing. You don't need to know how I'm doing, and you definitely don't need to speak to my husband. For what? And I don't think that my husband will want to speak to him. For what?
So if you seen your ex-husband and you
I
in
would
the,
say hi.
and
I would,
and let's say if your husband say, "Well, T, who's that guy?" You said that was my ex-husband.
Oh, well, I would introduce them. I would say, if I'm saying hi to him, obviously, hey, how are you? This is, my husband, Zap, and that's it.
Would that be weird to you?
No, I mean, I wouldn't just walk past him. I don't just, I mean, you were a part of my life for a, period of time that we did love each other, we did share good moments, but at the same time, I'm not gonna stand there and, hey, how you doing? I'll just say, hey, hi, this is my husband, and keep it moving.
I've never been married, but if I'm with a woman that was married and I see her speaking to a guy, my first thing is be, who is he? And well, this is my ex-husband Todd.
Well,
And you introduce, I shake his hand, and he be like, you got a good thing. And I be
so hold on. So
These hypotheticals.
So first off, you need cue cards, man.
Yes.
Secondly, I believe, like I said, in knowing her, because I think we both have a relationship with her, right? So we both understand. We're in a family with her. If my wife, I know my wife wouldn't go and talk to this dude. My wife is gonna come talk to me. Hey, I need, hey, how you doing, baby? This is, such and such is over there. You know what I'm saying?
But if he walk up to your wife and he say, "How you doing?" and she got to say something back.
Well, that's a short spark up a conversation. Hey, how you doing? You been okay? Great.
Well, and
let
you
me,
look.
Let me introduce
and you
you. Ain't no
walking
look.
over.
Ain't no look. It's simply. Let me introduce you to my
Yeah.
husband. That's the next thing.
Right.
We ain't about to sit up here and talk about old times.
Okay, the guy, you introduce, oh, this is Myers, okay, this is Paul,
Yeah.
and y'all shake hands, and he say, well, you know what, man, I want to let you know you got a good thing going. You know what I'm saying? He giving you,
And all my husband can do
yeah,
say
he
is
giving
thank
him
you.
a compliment,
Thank you.
saying that,
Yes.
you know what, you got a good woman. I don't see nothing wrong with that,
Hold on. Why you gotta even shake the guy's hand?
Well, no, first,
because it's the proper thing to do.
it is. No. Listen. Now, no. Now, if I know that you've done something wrong to my current wife, you as her ex, if you've done something wrong, then I don't think that
Right.
my wife even gonna have a conversation with you. So if you were abusive, verbally, physically, emotionally, whatever, it's just, hey, how you doing? And we ain't even about to stop and talk.
Right.
Hey, how you doing? Now if he want to sit there and hold a conversation, no, because now I'm coming through and I'm gonna figure out, hold on, hey, how you doing, baby? Who is this?
Right.
Oh yeah, this my ex, this Todd. Yeah, he might black his eye. Anything
So
like
you
that.
would just found him. If you knew he had a history with your wife and he was hold on, I want to make sure I understand this. If you knew this guy, because people get divorced for a reason.
For sure,
right?
absolutely.
Okay, now you at the mall, you in J.C. Penney's, and the guy walked up to her. He walked up to your wife,
For sure.
and he
Is
said,
he standing there?
well, he walked up to her and he said, "How you doing, Karen?"
Yeah.
And she like, "I've been okay." And what y'all doing shopping? She said, "Well, me and my husband is here and we shop it." a man is always going to keep his eye on his woman.
Absolutely.
So you notice, damn, she talking, and you start making your way towards there. By the time you get there, he's still talking.
Striking up a
And
conversation.
you say, sweetie, who's this? And she say, well, this is my ex-husband, Paul. And, he extend his hand out, and you extend your hand out but you knew the reason why they got, he was abusive to her. He used to beat her up.
And my job is to still do what I do and protect her. So, hey, how you doing, Todd? Pleasure, good to see you. Come on, sweetheart. Let's go and go look at these drapes
One more
over
thing,
here.
Mr. Myers.
No, ain't no one more thing.
I
Todd,
just want to let you know you got a good woman, and she gonna treat you well.
and you know what I say? I am already aware. Pleasure seeing you, sir.
Right.
Come on, baby, and let's go and look at these drapes.
All right,
See, I've
baby,
been
I'll
in
see
that
you later,
situation
baby.
before.
No, hold on.
I've been in that
See,
situation.
you see how you get disrespectful?
Yeah.
You see how you
Straight
get disrespectful?
disrespectful.
Well, you be like, not see you later, baby, but I missed that sweet thing though. Baby.
Oh, that's disrespect. Now,
So what
come
you
on.
gonna say? You say that you
Again, I'm the bigger person. I'm an
You
adult.
fighting?
No,
You swinging on him?
No, I can't. No, I'm walking.
he walking, she walking away. He say, you know what? I missed that thing. You gonna come back and find him.
Could be.
No, see,
It
I'm
happened.
I'm as
See,
a
he's
as
talking
a
about hypothetical.
That's
Yeah.
what
You think that would really
It-
happen?
no,
It definitely
No,
happens.
it
Some
happens.
people
It happens.
disrespectful
it
like that.
happens, but then
Because
that's
the
when-
guy feel like he lost to him.
Right.
When a man, she see she's happy with this man, he feel like he lost. So you know what? I'm gonna get my jab in.
Yeah, but that, see,
And I'm gonna say, well, you know what? Y'all take care. And you know what? I hope she treats you well as she treated me.
So this is what you would do?
I might say something slick.
But again, see, this is where we walking off. So I'm grown. We ain't got time for that. Now, if he grabbed her ass or something like that, now I'm fine on it.
Oh, of
Because now
course.
you beyond disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? You egregious with it. We ain't doing all that. You know what I'm saying? So again, you can talk. Hey, you got a good thing. Oh, I'm aware. That's why she's Mrs. Who she is. You know,
That's right.
have a good one.
You know
So-
what, sir? I missed
Keeps the
that.
hypothetical going.
I missed that.
Jay, you about to say something? Usually,
Yeah,
Right.
my ex was soon to be ex-wife. She introduced me to her previous husband. He a fireman. She a 911 operator. So she was getting a award, and it was like at the little thing
Little banquet or
downtown.
something?
Yeah, something downtown where they do the fire department, the EMTs, and all that. So it was just
But why would she invite you?
because she's getting an award.
Right.
I'm
But
down
you-
there with her.
He's married to
No, she was-
his
But
wife.
she irrelevant. You irrelevant now.
They got her
No,
husband.
but he had to be there
Right.
because it's a firefighter, EMS.
It's like an award. She getting an award.
But I thought you
She
said
was
she's
getting an award.
dating a
No,
firefighter.
No, she
That
was
was
getting
the
an
ex-husband.
award
Right.
by the chief.
The mayor or
awards,
chief
I
or
forget
whatever,
what
yeah.
the fuck. So I'm down there. He was down there. It was like, this is such and such. And that's what I'm saying. I didn't shake his hand. I was like, what up?
So she is
That's
dating.
it. What up?
Did
You
he
know what I mean?
extend his
No,
hand?
that's
to her?
that's
I
his.
didn't
No,
extend.
he-
okay.
First off,
that's his woman.
I didn't
So-
even look like the guy that extended the hand.
He's
Oh,
going.
got it,
He's
got
going
it.
to celebrate his woman.
But why was the guy trying to introduce himself to you?
She introduced me
Right.
because he walked up. You got to realize we sit down. It's chairs, so it's multiple people here. So he don't know if I'm with her, if I'm just a random
Right.
motherfucker. So he came and spoke, and she introduced, hey, such and such, this is my husband, this is my ex-husband. And she made it be known.
And how did you feel about that?
I didn't give a fuck because
And did he walk off after she
yeah, he
introduced?
walked off, but you know. I'm not. He ain't extend the hand. Maybe because I don't get that.
You ain't
vibe
get the
from
energy
me,
off
like,
that,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? So he.
So he
you know,
just looked at you for like 3 seconds. He say,
Man, first off,
I hope you know what you got.
first
Here
off,
you go.
first off, I'm in a room full of police officers. I'm not gonna cut up anyway. You see what I'm saying? I'm not gonna put myself in that position. And then I ain't worried about it. That nigga look like fat ass Albert Costello.
So
So we
what-
was on two different beds.
But what if he? Hey, how you doing, man? And he
if
did
he
extend.
extended, I probably would have shook
For
his
sure.
hand.
Okay.
I'm not for sure.
But the energy wasn't even there to
No, it
even
wasn't
be
no
cordial.
negative energy.
No, but it wasn't even the energy to be cordial.
No,
Right.
It wasn't.
Right.
It wasn't.
So
He'd have told you. He'd have told you. I missed that cookie. You know what I'm saying?
See,
But
yeah.
on a real note, okay. So Myers, currently you divorced. I'm assuming you're dating. You're moving on with your life, putting the pieces back together.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned you will marry again
Yes,
if
sir.
the right woman comes into your life. You open to dating outside your race now,
I am.
and I'm assuming that's because you matured, and the woman that's best for you, she may not look like you.
Absolutely.
So for that reason, you open to right now dating outside of your race. In the future, if you was to get married again, do you think some type of paperwork or document should be in place to protect yourself and the woman? And can you explain why?
So, absolutely. There will be, but again, so when you're young, you're married for love. I'm all infatuated with this person. I see myself, because I told myself I was gonna be married for the one person for the rest of my life. That's realistic. That is realistic. But having the mindset, knowing what it takes to be with somebody for a lifetime, that's what's important. And that's the thing, like going back to what T was saying. T was talking about she's seen 20, 30, 40 years of marriage. She knows what that looks like. In our community, it's a handful of people we can glean from that know what 30, 40 years of tolerating and growing, the growing pains and all that kind of stuff with somebody. We don't know what that looks like. So it's kind of like when, growing up, I wanted to be an engineer. In our community, we didn't have a lot of engineers, right? We have a lot. So my dad made sure that he put me in front of that in which I wanted to be. So every week I was in front of an engineer. Guess what I became? I became an engineer because now I knew what it took to get there.
Okay, we got our special guest, Nikki here.
Yeah.
And she's going to join the conversation. So what do you think about what Myers was just talking about as far as putting paperwork in place in the marriage? Because you're currently married, right?
Yes.
And do you feel paperwork in marriages is necessary?
At his age, probably yes. When you're young, no, because you kind of build together, in my opinion. I think when you're a little older, you have a little more, you accumulate stuff. So you probably should do it prenup like he suggested. But when you're young and you're growing and you're building together, I don't think so. You just split everything half down the middle because you both, your partner's helping you
We
Okay.
wired everything together.
together.
Yeah.
So if your husband was sitting here with us and the words is coming out of your mouth and I asked him, I say, so what benefits do your wife have to you? What you think he'd say?
I get it out the mud with him. So I bring a lot. I have stability, I help build. I can't think right.
I'll add to it. I think women are project managers of our family's lives. We manage every aspect of every part of the family. So we'll manage, our husbands, like make appointments, okay, reminders. We manage the kids, schools, drop-offs. We manage work, businesses. We manage all legality, like legal stuff. We do all of that, and we make sure that it's done. As far as I don't know about a man doing it all on his own, but I know that it helps my husband greatly when I remind him, or when I put ideas in his head, or when I do things, that's not seen. You can see my husband. Yes, he's great, but I'm in the back taking care of everything that you don't see. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we bring to our husbands' lives, like a peace of mind when he goes to sleep. It's peace of mind. Like I have this partner in my life who's willing to really get down and get dirty and get it together. She's not for self, right? She's for the whole family unit. So when you have that partner, and if you don't have that partner, you're like, okay, I'm not missing much. You know, that's why you probably like women, you know, you're setting yourself up to get scammed. Well, you're looking at it on the bad part. But what about the good part? What about the white, like she makes your house a home. You know, you've told me plenty of times, this house is a home now, T, because of you. You know, we bring those things into a man's life that they might necessarily not have living as a bachelor, you know, dating all these women. What do you really have? Do you have a peace of mind? Do you have, you know, that I can grow with this person? Like, do you have that, you know, and do you want that? If you don't want it, it's fine.
So you
know?
believe a wife brings peace of mind to a man? That's what you believe?
Yes,
Do you feel
add to
so?
it.
it adds to it.
So it's a different peace of mind. So that's a different. So
Yes.
and that's why you asked me about being married again. I will be married again because that's a different. That's a growth. That peace of mind is completely different. You know that now your home is intact. So now I'm divorced because my peace of mind was disrupted, like physically, like mentally. I just couldn't think. I couldn't do what I needed to do out in the world. My employees, my business, everything, was suffering. So I needed that peace of mind to get myself because I wasn't on task, on target. But now having a wife in the picture, taking care of the doctor's appointments, or taking care of the office, or taking care of the billing, or taking care of the
That ain't worth half,
No. Now I agree. I do agree that it's not worth half, but it's also a different level of peace of mind that you can't buy. You cannot buy when you know your kids, you out here grinding, as she said, getting it out the mud, you out here doing it, and you knowing that your kids is taken care of.
Right.
You knowing that your house is taken care
Right.
of. You know that it ain't stopping because you out here grinding. I gotta go out of town for 2 weeks.
Right.
Damn, do I gotta worry about cutting the grass, taking care of the dog, taking care of the kids, taking care of the house. All those things are all covered. And that's a different piece that you can't buy. You
So-
can't buy.
Hold on, let me get in there right quick. Normally that's when you marry someone and y'all have kids together. Now, what about you marry this person, y'all don't have no kids, she may have grown kids, you have grown kids. The dynamics always change. You're not gonna get that same.
You are 100% correct. You have to shift. Those pieces on the board will be different, but you still got to structure them in a way that benefits you both, right? So that piece, it may not be peace of taking care of the kids, but it's still peace of mind knowing that this woman 10 toes down for me. You know what I'm saying? It kind of what we talked about when we first walked in the door. When you like, well, how do you know if your woman cheating on you? How do you know your wife cheating on you? Well, listen, that's also a connection. You have a spiritual connection to this person, and you know when it's off. You know how women be like, oh, it's a women intuition. Well, listen, you got that same thing.
No, you don't.
Yeah, okay. You know if your woman. I ain't listening there.
Okay.
I ain't listening.
Not to
him.
cut you off, Myers.
but you cutting me off though.
because I'm gonna get to the facts.
Go ahead, sir.
The facts is this:
Go ahead.
women leave men at 80%. Women file for divorce at 80%, meaning that women are the ones walking away from the men.
No, but what you missing? That part you are correct in, but that woman was pushed to that point,
Okay.
or the man was already telling you it wasn't working. And
Right.
in law, you have to understand that the chips are stacked against the person who don't file. So whoever filed first, that person has a heads up legally.
In Michigan, I'm only speaking for Michigan, that's not so. A woman can be, okay, I'm going to just come with the facts. Women cheat twice as much as men.
Okay.
They're
What
just
facts
better.
are that?
Right, where did
listen.
these
Those
from?
facts.
Hey, look.
I don't agree with that.
I'm gonna break that down
He
in a
got
second.
streetology, yo.
Oh,
Okay.
the
He got-
street all
well,
the
you-
the
you got your-
meatball facts? Is it the meatball facts? Or
Well, you know, I expect this.
You gonna
You
have
got
to
your
show us
phone.
that.
Can
yeah,
you
I'm
be
looking.
Googling that?
Yes,
Go ahead and
actually,
Google that.
the percentage of women that file for divorce is 70%. not
Well, it was
80.
close.
Yeah, it was close.
It's 80.
But I'll give you actual facts.
I feel you.
facts,
Go
okay?
ahead, break it down.
And okay.
But so while she's doing that, she pulling it up, and when you ready to interject, Hood, T, just jump on in. But the fact of the matter is, the women file first. It's not not a ploy, but it just happens because again, it wasn't first on my list. Most men in these scenarios, these men have already left the house. These men are doing things that aren't, what married men are supposed to do. So that woman is left. She understands it is over with. And the dude, it ain't important to him to file the paperwork or whatever the case may be. So they do it. It's not just the fact that, when you said 70%, they just do it because there's no other recourse at
Okay,
this
let me
point.
ask you this.
Okay, I have the
Delete it.
Hold on,
statistics.
she got a statistic.
So, studies suggest that men are more likely to cheat than women. For example, the General Social Survey indicates that men are 7% more likely to cheat than women. So, I don't see any
Well,
2
again,
times.
but we
the
also
rate,
we also have to know that
Right.
certain polls and all that, those things are biased. Now I ain't agreeing with Ball, but I'm also just pushing back on a lot of them things. Like again, women that do cheat, they different than us. They are cut from a different cloth, so they do
Well,
can
women
hide some
cheat.
stuff. Yeah, but I can't agree with your scenario.
Okay, let me
but
ask
I
you this.
will agree that a man will know if a man is in tune with his woman.
Let
He
me
gonna know
ask you
if
this.
that woman.
I
The
agree
first,
with that.
the
I
first,
agree
the
with
first
that.
reason why relationships don't work is the first reason why is communication.
Okay,
The second reason is because of money.
finances. Yep.
The third reason is because of sex.
Well, again, but that also goes to emotional stability. So you actually talk to that. See, we physical. We see some ass, some titties. We live. Oh, that's all we need. Jang-a-lang. Let's see our thumbs up. But for a woman, it's different. For a woman,
But it doesn't. You're defending. You're
It's more
defending
mental
something.
for a woman.
You're defending something.
Mental for a woman.
It is.
Yeah, but see, that has nothing to do with the fact. The fact, the fact of it. I mean, I get a woman. She operate off emotions, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if I never been married, so I want to set that out. But if a woman is married to a man and she's mad at him, and she don't want to be intimate with him, that's not fair. If he's all you have and you all he have, I don't think it's fair for you to be upset. So now you weaponizing
It's
sex
not-
against him.
Yeah, it's not fair. So maybe the man should communicate
Well,
and get to the bottom of
if-
it, or the woman.
So when
there
you-
need to be some communication.
When you
there.
say communication, can you give me a description how that communication would go?
talk, what's the problem?
Well,
Are you
you-
okay? Is there a reason why you withholding sex from me?
Well, it's not a-
Is it something I can do differently?
So he got to cater to you.
Oh no, I disagree with that.
Yeah,
so
now-
you pretty much saying he got to come to you pretty much.
I said, or the
begging.
no, I said, or the woman. It
Well,
depends.
men
You
withhold
kind of know
sex
when your
too.
woman or man is mad at you and why.
when they're angry.
Okay, can I give you a
You kind of
scenario?
already got an idea.
Well, I want to give.
Why would you want to
slow.
have sex
You know,
with
can you
somebody
guys-
that's
Well,
mad at
let,
you?
let me give a scenario so we can see how it plays
I
out.
can't either.
Okay.
Right.
I'm just saying, if we do a poll like who can have sex with,
Okay, let me give a scenario
I'm pissed off.
so we can
I don't
get
want
on get alignment.
Yeah, okay.
Let's say he overspent. Y'all had plans to do something. He overspent. Now the plans is scrapped. You can't do whatever you planned. You upset. Most women don't and won't have sex when they upset.
I don't think because of that. It got to be a little more
Well,
serious
if a
than
woman
that.
is mad, it's hard.
Well, I don't know what
Yeah,
type
she
of
shouldn't
women
be
you're
mad
dealing
like
with,
that.
but I wouldn't be mad. I mean, I would be mad at that, but I
mad.
probably wouldn't
Yeah.
withhold sex because
Right.
of that. Like usually, when a woman, in my opinion, withholds sex, it must be something
Some
they
other
like cheat.
women
Yeah,
or-
like
yeah.
they cheated or something like that.
So
So you don't feel like you
Well,
want to give
Dre,
yourself.
Dre, you've been married before.
Listen, when I bought
total
that,
disrespect.
when I bought my watch,
You disrespected one.
my wife got mad because I didn't buy her one, and she withheld sex.
Oh,
Now my question to you: when she withheld sex, how did that make you feel?
I didn't give a fuck. I just would have got me some. You know what I mean?
So you went outside-
I'm different. I'm not like y'all. I ain't about to be communicating and trying to figure shit out because I know it's too many other motherfuckers out there.
Well, that's not a man's trait to cater to a woman, to her emotions, and
I
communicate.
disagree. Some men do. It's just not my trait.
listen, so
I've been married twice. I'm not gonna play them games. You want to play them games? Now I'm gonna do my thing, and then we gonna go on separate ways.
Did she ask you to buy a watch? Did she know you was buying a watch and like asked you to get her one too?
Bro,
Was it something like that?
I forgot I just bought a motherfucking ring. Her ring costs $1,000 less than my watch. So you supposed to get a ring and a watch?
Well, I'm just asking questions. Was you supposed to buy a watch?
Man, I wasn't supposed to buy her nothing. She felt like by me being, at the time I was in the streets. I'm no longer in the streets. I was in the streets. So when you were taking penitentiary chances, you treat yourself here and there. So I would still do stuff for her, but when I bought me expensive watch, this is something I earned. I grind to get it. I'm not gonna buy you expensive watches just cause you on my arm. I'm not no ugly motherfucker. I ain't Denzel, but I'm not that nigga either. So hell no. So
Well, because I believe a man can't withhold his duties far as like paying bills. Like you mentioned, you paid
I don't
80,
think a man
90%
gonna
of the bill.
withhold doing that. If you a man, you gonna do that regardless.
Facts.
So
Well,
that's,
you don't
that's
have-
like
you don't-
told me. Like,
you don't
man,
have
why
the
would you
option.
pay all the
And them
bills?
two different situations, cause you in that house too. 'Cause
No, because
if
I would-
you mess up that household or whatever.
Once again,
you
I've never been
child-
married, but if I'm
So it's a
living in a
different
house with a
scenario.
woman and she don't want to give me none, I'm thinking like I'm not gonna do nothing to make your life easier either. Because to me, sex set the foundation of us having a good relationship. If I'm not getting none and how I want it, I'm not doing nothing.
That's a domino.
For
But
every
you already
action, you gonna
losing.
get a reaction.
Yeah,
See?
that's, like I said, it's a
But see,
domino
now
effect.
it's being weaponized because first, if I'm going to stop what I'm doing because you stop what you're doing first. So if a woman's saying, you know what, I'm not in the mood.
That's why it's important to communicate.
Yep.
Because
But back
then
to
that's
that.
just gonna lead to.
But how do
more
communication looks?
problems. I just told you. It can be either party.
Anything, like,
Okay,
Whether it's
he
the man or the
overspent.
woman. Okay.
Let's say you know what, y'all got a bill account, maybe $2,500 a month goes in, and you know what, he overspent and there's only $500 in there, and now y'all got to pull money out y'all personal account, and she's upset about it.
Okay,
Yeah, but
well,
and-
that's
you understand why?
communication.
Because
Yeah.
there was no communication. He just did it, and now they're in this situation.
But we talking about where we
But
at.
no. You know, if you overspent and you were supposed to do something, like that's kind of selfish in a way. Like, you know, I would communicate that. Like, you don't think that's selfish?
You absolutely
that
right.
you gotta
But
think
now
about
now
things
that
before you
night
do 'em.
that night he's horny and he want to have sex with you. Yeah, he screwed up. He screwed up.
Communicate.
But you still, a woman is still upset because
It
of.
depends on how that communication went. If I'm communicating to you how I felt about how you overspent, and you don't receive it well, or don't understand where I'm coming
Or
from,
take
Well, he said he
or
don't-
take accountability, then it may
he don't
be-
agree with
I
you.
might feel a certain way. But if you agree, like, yeah, you know what, you was right, I shouldn't have did it. You know,
Well, he
whatever.
goes, Molly say, well, you know what, you
It's over
overspent
with.
3 months ago. I didn't make a big deal about it. I don't understand why you making such a big deal about it.
and that's like ineffective communication. You know, that's
still-
that's another
but
thing for
still-
divorce. Is you can say you communicate, but if it's ineffective, that shit goes
Yeah,
nowhere.
you
It's
have
dead
to-
in its
you have
tracks.
to communicate
You know,
to
you have to
listen,
be open
understand.
to receive.
To
you know?
understand whether you agree with it or not. You don't have to agree with somebody to understand their point. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to agree with it. You just have to understand how it made them feel.
So I think that we can sit here and all agree to disagree. But when you talk about the bigger picture is, okay, you might be horny for, man, listen, I don't know about you, but if I'm upset, I ain't rising for nothing.
Right.
I'm about to go to sleep. I'm gonna go
Exactly.
watch some TV. I'm gonna get a drink.
Yeah.
Not
and
me.
well, that's just.
That's why you're not married.
I'm also saying
'Cause I don't feel a
why do
woman-
that give
I don't
you
feel-
a rise.
But I'm saying,
When
like,
somebody else
so
is
Miko, let me
because-
say this to
petty
you.
mode.
So if you get
Right.
into an argument with
Exactly.
your
I don't
girl,
get that
right?
part.
You're
That
in a
part.
relationship,
So that's what I'm
okay?
saying, we have to get
And you
looked
get
at.
into
To
an
me,
argument
I-
with her, and
I'm
she
mad. I don't
overspent,
wanna talk.
you know, and you're pissed off, and she's pissed off, and you still want to have sex with her?
It don't have
know?
nothing to do when I get in the mood when we laying in the bed. It has me being upset with her about whatever she did has nothing to do with the sexual part of it, is what I'm saying. And I don't believe a woman
does.
should be able to withhold and say no, that she's not in the mood or she don't want to, because in my opinion, she's opened the door for other problems, like Dre mentioned. He say he's not going to go back and forth to something that's supposed to be his and argue with a person or try to convince her in any way. It's available. If it's available, I would have a very hard time understanding why I can't get it.
Go ahead.
Yes,
Hold
Dre.
on. What was you say overspent? You didn't. Is this you overspent on bills or you spent
No,
bullshit?
it's like buying
To
your
build
book.
money. Like
Yeah,
a woman
yeah,
would
that's
usually
not
have
the
her
problem.
account, he have his account, and they have a joint account for bills, household things.
So if
So
I
you
go
spent
and take
out
the
of that.
bill
What did
money,
you
and,
spend
so
out of
if I
that?
go and take the bill money and buy me a nice purse, and my husband gets pissed off, and then I say, let's do it, and then he's like, fuck that, I'm like I'm pissed.
Yeah.
So it's okay for me to go find somebody
I'm
else
saying it's
who
okay.
will fulfill me.
I'm saying it's okay. I'm saying
I
it's,
mean, I'm just saying, like,
I'm-
is it a one night thing? Like, if she just says I'm not in the mood,
No,
one,
and
then you go
no, but
hopping
that-
and looking for pussy, or is
this-
it like a month thing, or like what are the stipulations here? Like, if
Well, this
she's
is
mad,
what I'm
let her be
saying.
mad for a day.
I feel-
like if she's mad for 2 days, okay, but
I'm
if
not
you
letting her
jump
be mad at
if
all.
you jump in the boat
She can't
already
be
on
mad.
1-2 days,
Yeah,
then you don't
see.
need to be in a relationship.
And that- no, for real.
Like.
I think men compromise on things that shouldn't be compromised. That's what I think. I don't think if you my woman and you all I have and I'm all you have, certain things shouldn't be compromised. It's just there.
Yeah, but no, you cutting
But when-
it. Hold on.
right,
First off,
Her
that's
sex is
So you're
supposed
saying
to be
she
there
shouldn't feel a
regardless.
certain
It's-
way?
I don't
or,
care
what I
like,
did.
one thing is life. Everybody ain't always gonna feel cuddly and bubbly and ready to,
Right.
they got some shit on their mind. If I got something on my mind and this woman, we can go 1
It
or
don't
2 days.
have nothing to do with her body.
We can go 1 or 2 days without,
From
without
what you
screwing.
say.
You was a horny motherfucker.
Listen,
Right.
You already said women are emotional. What
Right,
you mean
if you
they
don't
gotta
want
do with their
emotion,
body? That's
attach-
connection.
listen,
Listen.
man. I think everybody confusing just because a person is emotional and they feel a certain. We all can agree feelings change. That's why you don't make decisions based off how you feel. You don't make decisions based off emotion. Put that out. The fact is, you all I have and I'm all you have. Vice versa, we all we got for each other. You don't have that luxury to say, I'm taking this from you because I feel this way.
Negative.
Because it's going to affect your tomorrow. I guarantee it.
If
Yeah,
the
now that's-
person make me feel like crap and then want to turn around and have sex with me,
Right.
I'm still feeling like crap.
Crap.
Them my emotions, them all that stuff that you talking about, it don't count.
It was
It's counting
basic-
at this
yeah.
point. Cause my mind can't get this out of my mind that you saying that I make you feel or you feel this way towards me. That's it.
You feel like that, Trey?
Well,
If you got a heart on, and
You ain't saying
well, hold on,
Hold on,
I'm
you
saying
act- wait,
I'm
no,
saying
you-
I want to have sex. I don't care. I mean, okay,
You don't care.
I don't.
Right.
That's
I
you gotta
feel-
keep it right there. You
I
don't
feel
care, but the
well.
other
You know, I
person-
have talked to other men.
That's a selfish.
And other men,
Selfish.
and
Very
other,
selfish.
and men are physical beings. We're not emotional. We want what we can see, touch, and smell. That's real.
On the
To
front
a
end.
woman, she has to be motivated. She has to be encouraged in some type of way. Women date men of power.
Women can be off the rip too. What you talking about?
He flipped the
Women,
script,
yeah, I'm
man.
finna flip out.
Right?
I'm finna go somewhere else with it
They
because
want it. It's just like you
what
said,
I'm
dog,
saying, what I'm
women
saying
need
is,
it.
if you're in a relationship, marriage, I just don't think certain things should be weaponized based off how you feeling at that time because it's going to create another issue.
Yeah, but see, no, you keep saying
create a
weaponized. Listen,
scenario
if it go 1 or
to
2
make it
days
look
without having sex, that
weaponized.
ain't
You create the
weaponized. That's
scenario.
just look, Jen and Boo. You want some sandpaper coochie?
Right.
You go right ahead because
Right,
she ain't in tune to it. No, I'm sorry, ladies.
Hey, can I pose this question?
Now
for
we
the
need to
ladies?
switch out. You
Real
need to
quick.
be our moderator because this one here is reckless.
Quick question. So, first of all, is there a scenario where there would ever be a legitimate reason to withhold? This could be a quick yes or no if you want.
Yes.
It is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you give some of those? examples?
Cheating. You
Oh, no,
put
that's
your-
different.
Well, that's the only scenario.
That would probably be the
That's
only
only
scenario, right?
scenario for
Yeah,
withholding.
Scenario.
So I can
Yeah.
buy that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
it.
you're
You're
not
not gonna
scenario
make
you
If
may
he
withhold.
cheated,
feel like shit. though.
if he
You gonna make me
cheated,
feel
that
like-
mean you was withholding already. Otherwise, he ain't gonna
No,
cheat.
That
not
don't necessarily
necessarily.
mean that.
Not necessarily.
I agree with that. Not necessary.
So
No.
listen, so the scenario is this. Listen, y'all, we confusing withholding. A couple nights a week, that ain't motherfucking withholding.
That is
That's not
withholding. Is once you
That's
say
not
no.
withholding.
That's a
Once you say
situation.
no, that is
To me,
withholding.
y'all, one time it's not withholding.
So when
If you
your
ask
girl
3
asks you to
times,
buy a
then
purse
it's
and you say
withholding.
no, that's withholding?
Yes. Yes. No. You ain't getting it. If you want to get it, you get it yourself.
No, like even if she gave you, pussy or whatever, and then
But
she asks you, can you
this
buy
is
my
not a
purse?
swap.
And then you say no. It's
is
the
not a
same
swap.
thing. Like, see, you're
I'm not-
withholding from her. Just
I'm
like,
not tricking with my girl. I'm not going to. She's giving me sex for what, a purse? I'm not
No,
going
I'm
for
just
that.
saying if she comes to you one day like, babe, I want this nice purse. It's
If I feel like it, I say yes or no.
It
See,
happens
same
like
thing for
that.
her. If she feel like it, she can say
See,
yes or
what
no.
do that have
you
to?
know?
A
I'm
purse
just saying
ain't
you
all.
withholding,
A purse
right?
is
You
not all
withholding
she
something.
has.
And
I'm all
pussy
you
is
have.
not all she has.
Your
You're being
pussy is-
selfish.
You know,
because
you're
it's
being
like-
Your
selfish in
woman's
your
pussy
pride,
is
in
all
your
you
pride.
have.
That's
No.
very selfish.
Okay,
so
so I don't know what
have-
type of women you deal
That's
with.
the type of women you've been
That
dealing
must-
with is
Okay,
all
let
they
me
have.
let me
Because
ask
if a
y'all.
woman has not brought quality to your life, then I have no
Okay,
idea
so you
which
don't
women
think-
you've
so you
met
don't
or
agree with
interacted
me.
with, dated, fucked, or anything.
So
You know,
you
like
don't-
that.
You don't agree with me.
No.
Your vagina is all the vagina that your husband have. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay, so the moment for any reason, if he wants your vagina, and you feel for any reason you don't want to give it to him, you don't feel that's withholding?
I mean, it is withholding. I mean, you're not giving it to him.
But
that's all I'm saying.
But
There's
there's reasons
Yeah,
for
I don't
it.
agree.
There's reasons for it. You know.
I'm with you, Bob.
Myers,
There's
you're
never
an
a reason.
So
educated
I'm
man.
not
right?
a selfish person.
Now,
you know,
a
my
reason-
husband's not a selfish
Could
person. So he's not.
a reason is an excuse behind whatever you came up with. That's why you giving me an excuse behind your reasoning.
Listen,
You can keep your reasoning. Once you say no, you're withholding. Now you can sit up here and say, my stomach hurt, I got a headache, or you cheated on me last week. You still giving me excuses. They still excuses.
It's legit though.
Well, you can give a legit. It's still an
legit. It's
excuse.
legit.
yeah, but it ain't
I mean-
it ain't an excuse for you to go slap if it's your wife. It ain't an excuse to go slap.
Listen,
down
man.
the street.
If when I get married, if my wife,
Don't get me.
What?
if my wife,
I don't know.
if
about
my
that.
wife tell me she don't want to have sex with me,
I'll be like hell froze over.
I don't care. I'm
But
already.
what-
I'm
going to that
already.
wedding.
I'm already looking for a divorce. I'm already
See,
thinking like.
and you can't go into a marriage
Divorce.
already thinking about divorce.
Well, because in my
your
relationship-
marriage will never. It's already off to a fucked up start.
Well, my thing is this. My marriage is going to have structure. I don't
How?
believe. I'm finna tell you what my structure look like. My structure in my marriage looks like this. I'm going to be in control. She's going to acknowledge I'm in control.
Okay.
We're not equal.
Okay.
She's going to acknowledge.
And guess where you're gonna find your wife?
Let me finish.
Nowhere.
Let me finish.
You gonna find
She's
your
going
little
to
boy.
acknowledge we're not equal because like you said, you managed this. You checked on appointments. You listen. What about who's out there with the shovel digging? What about who's on the roof nailing? That's not the same.
I mean, yeah, physical and mental
So-
is not the same. You
so
do
it's
you do the
70-30.
stuff that women do on a regular basis. I
70-30.
bet you would be more tired mentally than you would be physically.
I'd rather be
I
tired
disagree.
mentally than physically.
Okay.
I'd rather be tired mentally any day than physical because it's going to be wear and tear on my body.
No, I don't know.
Any man
I don't
that's been
think.
in the,
I
any
don't
man
think
that's
no
been in the
woman.
streets
I
can
don't think
all
a
that y'all
woman.
talking about.
I don't think a woman is equal to a man on no stage. I think a man is physically superior to a woman. I think a man, finances wise, is usually superior to a woman. Usually, I don't see how a woman can feel she's 50-50 or because the whole topic was how can a woman be useful to a man? Why would a man marry her? A woman would have a baby for a man. She would have sex with a man. She would cook, clean his house, and she just a girlfriend. So I marry her. Y'all still have not told me why
I did
would a
tell
man. You. Okay,
She
a
told you her
woman.
opinion.
I
A
told
woman
you.
would cook. He
I
Women
told you
help
we're
build.
help build. We're the
You build
organizers,
together.
project managers of this
You
person's
can hire a
life.
management team for that.
But would you? This
You
is
can.
free.
I will.
Okay, okay, then
You get it out the mud
The
with
whole,
the woman.
the whole
that-
goal here is to find a life partner.
No, that's not the goal.
No, that's the
That's
goal.
not the goal.
That is the goal. The goal, but along
That's
with
not
finding-
his goal.
Along with finding
But for the
a
majority
life
of
partner,
people, it's their goal.
all these things that these ladies are saying, you're going to acquire those things along the way. Now again, when you start to get older, I ain't saying you immature, but this is your mindset. But as you start to get older, pussy don't mean the same as it did, when I was in my 20s. You know what I'm saying? It feel good. If I had a long day and I just want to relax and I need to release and all that kind of stuff, then yeah, that
You
comes
need to
with
beat something up.
Well, yeah.
Okay, because you
You
want to
know,
take out your
but
frustration that the world put on you.
But we do. The moment we do walk out the door, the burden that we carry over our head is completely different than the burden that a woman would carry over and that is undeniable. Now, all the superiority and all that, we can debate that, but at the end of the day, if you want to break it down to that, then
If you're
yes.
saying it's not equal, it wouldn't have to. Okay, if it's 40% and 60%, question which one is superior?
No, I understand, but
So you trying to sugarcoat it
but you
and
using these
soften.
terms.
Well, I'm asking you,
no, the
if a
fact of the
woman
matter
value, she's bringing 40% and he's bringing 60%.
he's more valuable.
Who's the
I get-
superior? Who
I
has the
get it. Who's more valuable?
There you go. That's all
Who's
I'm
more-
saying.
I understand.
She can't stand in front of me and say I'm your equal.
That's
I'm
what
not
you
bad.
are.
Right.
Every relationship is going to be different. She may be the 60, he may be the 40.
Right.
It
And she's
depends-
gonna
it
dog
depends-
him.
No.
Well, that's
Their
how it
relationship
goes, but
would
it-
not be healthy.
it
She's gonna
depends
talk
on
to
the
him.
woman.
She's gonna talk
And
to
it
him
depends
reckless.
on the man. So you may be superior in your relationship. She may be superior in her relationship.
But do studies say the worst kind of woman to date is an educated woman. An education woman, first she's going to put her money first. Her boss will be for her. She will listen to her boss before she listen to her man. That's not healthy.
Well, again, but that's also going back to our original, what we talked about in the beginning. At the end of the day, regardless of what that woman makes. So like T, for instance, again, 30, 40 years seeing her parents married. Her mom came through, got all the money, you know what I'm saying? She still made it, but at the end of the day.
But
the
T from Canada.
No, what that got to do with
That means culturally, she don't
No.
she don't see things the same way. If I went out and met a girl out here in Woodward right now, I guarantee you her and T would not have the same value.
No, I understand. They wouldn't be. But again, if that young lady has 30, 40 years of marriage in their household, she's going to have very similar, a similar mindset to this young lady. She's going to
Most
have
of these women don't even know who their father is.
But at the end, so that's why we talking about the women that you
And that's
choose.
why I say from Detroit.
But that, it ain't just Detroit though. Like, you know,
Detroit
we got-
has some of the worst women in the world.
No.
See, this is where the controversy.
my
Listen,
God.
this is why I don't even want to be on the platform. You best ride listen. They go scrutinize
Can I
this.
pose this for Barney? So
No, he don't get no questions.
because he said something earlier. Because you just said you want a lifetime partner.
Right.
You agree with that. Barney disagreed, but yet earlier because and I want you to explain the difference. You said no, it's a business relationship.
Yes,
If I get
marriage
married
is a
for
business. If you marry for love, you a fool.
Well, that's what the world has set out to show you because, again, it's a contract. But at the end of the day, we're marrying not for the business. We're marrying to actually culminate this, to have a family, to have a unit.
So why have a contract?
Well, again, that's the world. That's the world.
I'm asking you live in the world, right?
So, again, I don't mind the contract. But I'm gonna make sure that I got a supplement to that contract. I gotta make sure that, listen, if this contract does not go in my favor and we part for whatever reason, whatever I came here with,
You gonna have another
leaving with.
contract.
I'm leaving with, because again, I'm not about to, because some women do marry for the come up. We see it in the world. We see the women saying, listen, the women sitting at the arenas, courtside, trying to get or whatever, because that's their mindset. Look, I need to be on social media with the Birkin bags and doing all that stuff. Ain't nobody saying I need to be on, they hating on, what's the Curry wife, because she be on there with the family. And she ain't on there posting the Birkin bags half-ass naked. So again, it's different. And guess what? their relationship is just fine.
But where's the value for a woman,
And that
for
is
a
the
man to marry?
That is the
Oh,
value. The value is seeing your lineage. The value is seeing what you put forth. That, like I said, I took an L on them 18 years of marriage.
So,
but being able to put
L, you
20
lost.
I lost in that one. I lost the fight, but the war is still about to rage on. I'm still gonna
Trey,
keep
did you
going.
take an L in your marriage?
Hell no, I left both of mine.
But do you feel
my
in your
shit was in my
marriage it
brother's
was
names.
do you feel your marriage was a win or an L?
You know what? I'm gonna put it like this: if a person is looking for a companion and looking for all this stuff, and you meet the perfect woman, and then you get married, and that's what you're looking for, then you won. In my situation, if I get married again, I get married again. I'm not looking to get married.
But
know
do
what I
you
mean?
look at women differently now, being in these marriages, and then also being?
No, I
you know,
don't look at them differently. I look at them.
No, I
the
mean
same.
the qualities.
It's all about the quality.
Right.
of
So
woman.
you do look at them differently. You looking into now. You looking for different stuff. Beforehand, you might have been
No,
looking for.
I
You
don't
learned
be-
something, Dre. You know you learned something. You ain't gonna
everything
go.
I know, I've been knowing from back then. Some good, some ain't shit. That's
So
what
what's
it
the
is.
definition of a quality woman?
To me, a quality woman is a woman that can bring to the table and try to stay out my pocket. She ain't naked all the time. Everything is not about a name brand. She want to build together. You know what I mean? Because my thing is, I can have $1 now, and I might have 10,000 more. I'm used to getting it out the mud. If my woman can't match me like that, and everything is a 9 to 5. If you lose your job and you don't know what else to do, we'll probably never match up. Because you don't know what else to do. Shit, anything can pop off where you might have to come up with a hustle.
So is it fair to say women ain't willing to go in the mud with the man?
It's not all women. It's and I hate to say this, it's a Detroit thing with the Detroit women, and it's the majority. It's not all. It's the majority. It's because guys is the tricking, the sack chasing shit, and then the social media. It's like everybody trying to live up to a certain level, and then they feel like if this guy's not doing this and doing that, I'm not gonna do this and do that. I mean, I talk to people at my job about this shit all the time. When we was younger, you meet somebody, I can like her, she can like me. I ain't got $1, she got $20. We go to McDonald's, she'd catch the bus over my house or vice versa. Now, if you catching the bus, she ain't even fucking with you. So now everything is, what type of value do you bring to me? That's what it is now.
But I think that's also, again, let's go back to the deep. That's a cultural thing. It's not just Detroit.
That's what I said. It's
It ain't just Detroit, because you got women in Cali, women in Atlanta, women in Florida, New York. They all, they share similarities.
But
it ain't
Detroit
just
is polluted with it.
Oh my.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
But it's being pushed on social media
all day.
So that's why
Because you see it, because you just in Detroit.
Right. So
That's why you see it like that.
being able to now, you've been through these marriages, and now you said if it happens, it happens. If it don't, you still good. Right? That's cool. And I respect that. A man saying, listen, that ain't what I'm looking for. For me, that's the next phase of my life. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that completion part of me. I'm looking for that better half that people say. I'm looking for that. And I want it. So again, just because I took an L, the L ain't the loss, it's the lessons. I'm taking them lessons and I'm moving it forward.
But
I
you
ain't slowing
lost.
down.
Hold on,
and
so
them
you're saying
lessons.
you won't be complete without a mate?
Listen, in
It's
life.
a want.
No, that's real. Listen. So, from the standpoint of, you're still going to be looking for something. In life, you still searching for something. For me, that's the one thing that I'm not about to search for.
Oh, you saying from
I
an
ain't searching-
individual?
yeah, I'm speaking
okay,
from
I'm
me.
speaking from a man
Yeah,
perspective.
no, see, because I'm still a man. What I'm a robot? Like, for real.
I'm just saying, men. No, what I'm saying, see, Quinn, you always been a good dude, and you always been a good catch.
Okay.
But I don't think, like, I'm gonna ask Nikki. Nikki, if a man, you in love with him, he love you, but he said, in order for us to move forward, you got to sign this piece of paper. I want you to sign this prenup. How would that make you feel?
I would, at this age, I would be okay with that.
What about you, T?
I would be fine with it.
Because them life lessons.
Because that's
they've
what
been
he
through.
acquired before
Yeah, I don't
meeting
want
me.
anything
Moving
before
forward, what we acquire together is ours. What you have prior to, what I have prior to,
I worked for that, you worked for that, I have no parts of that, you have no parts of it. So that's that. Prenup is fine,
And
you know?
another thing, I feel that would be a more incentive from her or whoever signed it to show you that they ready
In this for the right
in it
thing.
for
Right.
whoever they in it for. It could be for you or whoever because they trust in you at this point. You know what I'm saying? And some don't even need it because again, they got their own
Always
bills.
need it.
See, it all depends on who you talking to. You might be talking to some women that they don't need you, but this merge can be something.
That they want. That's
Well,
a
what
life
I'm saying
partner
is
that they
very,
want.
it's very rare.
No, you keep.
It's
putting your-
very rare for a woman to ride up the street in a Benz and pick a guy up from a bus stop.
Never happened.
But it happens all the time for a man to ride up in a Benz and pick a woman up
But
from the
again,
bus
but
stop.
now it's going back to a man's role in life are
In your
they're
40s,
different.
that happens?
Huh?
Hell yeah.
That happened
If
in
I
your
was
40s?
if I was single, I'd still
Yes.
pick him up from the bus
If
stop.
I'm 49, and if I was in the market for a woman, I wouldn't care where I meet her at.
Okay,
As long
well,
as she
well,
looked the part.
I gotta put that equal.
I
If the
pass.
woman's in
Hey,
the market
listen.
and she riding
No,
past
listen.
in the vet and she doing good in her life.
No,
and she
listen,
see a young
I
fella,
pass.
she
I don't
do
know
the
what
same
y'all
thing.
talking about. That's what, again, these life lessons have taught me. I ain't picking up nothing from the bus stop. I ain't picking up nothing. I'm
Most
riding.
men look for a good time.
James.
You don't.
He
I
looks
don't know
for a
not
good
one
time.
man.
That's the
You
type
ain't
of
gonna find
woman
a
you're looking
life
for.
partner.
I never know one man that looked across the room and say she looks smart. I never know one man to look around and say she looks interesting. I never know
I've seen
one
men
man.
like that that
I
look
never
smart.
know
You be like,
one man
"This looks
that
smart."
looked at a woman and thought what he can get out of it. Long men look at women off their physical
No, but
build.
listen, no, see,
He
I
gotta
see.
first.
I think they
He
look at
gotta
her
first
like-
be attracted to her. If he's not attracted to her, he don't care how smart she is. He don't care how she process
That's
things.
not true.
Yeah, but next in my life, I care.
done seen-
I care big.
I would
I
hope he
care
would
big
care.
time.
That's about his quality of life right there.
So you telling me, if you seen a woman-
3 jobs.
Across the, and you look, oh, she looks smart. Let me go over here and get her number.
Well, he
No,
said,
you
oh,
go,
they
you
look
go
at it's the
and you
body.
strike up a
I'm
conversation. You
just saying,
first
no,
gotta
that's
see if
not
you
true.
compatible.
How
Oh yeah,
is
she
that
look.
true,
First,
man?
yes, we gonna look at the physical.
I've
Like,
seen
boy,
what
she
I've
thinking
seen.
that a mug, or she this one
The
third.
appearance is first, because that's what's gonna make you talk to her.
Right. but
If she
sometimes-
don't look the
no,
part,
no.
you
But
would never talk
sometimes
to
if you
her.
hear somebody talking, you like, damn, she sound intellectually intelligent. Like I like the, how she putting things together. You can just hear somebody on the radio. I know y'all have had that before. You hear somebody on the radio, you're like, oh, that's intelligent as hell. And then you Google this person, like, who the hell is this? So again, sometimes you may not be able to see this person, but you've heard something that they said. It's something that struck a chord with you. Like, damn, that's what I'm looking for in a mate. That's what I'm looking for. I want to hear my woman talk like this. Like, who the hell is this lady? And then you follow through and you go look at that. It ain't always just the physicality
You follow through.
of something. Yeah, I liked her wordplay. Let me really see what this chick about, or whatever. That's what it is. Physical, yeah. You go there, she may not look the part, but you're like, dog, she cool.
So it's physical first.
No.
It's last with you.
It ain't last
Y'all
neither.
talking about
Hold on,
BBD,
No,
big
yeah.
butt and a smile.
Yo.
Y'all talking that stuff. They told you that's poison. They
Yeah.
already told you that. So why you gonna try
So,
to steer me into that? That's
does it-
poison. I already know that. I'm not gonna.
It-
You gotta be physically
It ain't the-
attractive.
no,
Ain't
no,
nothing
man,
wrong with wanting to
physical
be
is number one
attractive.
for a man.
Ain't nothing
See,
wrong
I
with
don't-
that.
ain't nothing.
Girls,
But is that it?
No,
that's not
Right. So it's a
Cause she opened her mouth, she could be the so-called dime. But she opened her mouth like
She
that.
open up her mouth and she
Physical
talking
life.
real smart. She ain't got no teeth in her mouth. You gonna walk away.
Yeah.
She talking real intelligent, but she ain't got no teeth in her mouth.
I ain't
Appearance is
I
first.
can sit up and loud, but yeah, I'm not.
See, that's like me. I don't talk to women who smoke
Appearance will get you to
cigarettes. She
What
can be
appearance,
beautiful.
and then you would
It's just-
find out
I
she's a
can't
caring
use that.
person. She's a loving person. She's intelligent, but it's her appearance.
Just like
A
for
man, some men like thick women, some men like skinny women. Her appearance is going to attract somebody.
I learned it like the mind.
That's it. I'm intellect. Look, I'm into your intellect.
Like,
Give
I
me
love an
back-
educated woman.
Hey, for real, you can get.
But yet I do
Of course, I want to be attracted to her. I want her to be attracted to me.
Yeah, woman quality.
But
Right.
it's a lot of qualities. And again, yeah, you gonna look at it and say, you know, can I see this person on my arm? Or baby, you got all this cleavage out and all that. That ain't my stuff. So it ain't just what she look like. It's also her whole appearance
Her class.
and the way she
Her class.
carry herself.
Right.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's components to that. So yes, the physical appearance is, you know, is there. But it ain't just because we looking at some ass or some titties that really get us there. No, it's the whole quality. It's the package. Like, okay, that look like somebody I can really rock with. Okay, now let's
And
really.
she won't embarrass you.
Right. So now let's see what it goes about. So yes, physical is there. It's a top quality. But it ain't just physically
It ain't
what,
It's not the
it
only
ain't just
thing.
what we want to devour. That ain't what it
That
is.
makes you shallow if that's the only thing.
Seriously.
And I
Well, I didn't never
Right.
say only. I
Right.
said it's at the top.
Absolutely.
It's like, because I'm gonna tell you this.
Kyle, you're right. I don't
Like
go
I
from
tell
oh,
I tell any
I don't do
man,
that.
I say a woman's vagina is she only have value to a man that want her vagina. If a man don't want her vagina, she has no value to that man. He don't care what she think. He don't care where she goes, where she at. Now the man that wants her vagina, he cares. He wants to know where you at, baby. How long you gonna be there? Call me when you get there. Call me when you get home. If a man don't want what you have, he don't care.
I think I'm looking at that more on the opposite side. Cause you saying like a man want her vagina. See, I'm thinking if you just want her vagina, you really don't want her.
Well, no, you just want that
That's
one.
you just want the vagina.
I'm
because
saying if
thinking-
you're not attracted
it's
to
just how
this
you-
woman sexually, you don't care. If your attraction, when I say her vagina, is meaning you want this woman. When a man want a woman, he's thinking sexual first. Now, if you, okay, you ain't never been with a woman and you saying, you know what, I like her eyes. And that's all you care about. Never.
Yeah, I like it some with my eyes, and that leads to another step.
Oh man, you silly man.
That leads to another step.
I'm just keeping
yes.
it 100, and I'm
Yes.
talking about what men say when women not around. I never in my life heard a man say she got beautiful ears, and I'm going to get into a relationship with this woman. No.
No, it's
Get in
a.
it.
He gonna say
You
first
don't get
thing I
to know
saw
her if
was
you like
her.
ears.
I saw her butt. He saw something physical. It's going to start off physical all the time. Now he's going to approach the woman and have a conversation and find all this other stuff about her. And what I'm saying from a woman perspective, she don't want no bum dude. You gotta have something. You gotta at least have a plan for a woman to follow. If you don't even know where you going, she ain't dealing with you. If you a nice looking man, you physically fit, you dress nice, yeah, she may have sex with you, but that don't mean she's want to be in a relationship with you. She want to be in a relationship with that man that's somehow empowered, or he can empower her, or he has some type of resources. Women like what they like, men like what they like,
Oh,
and I'm just keeping it real.
Let me pose this to you really quick, because I just want to get down to sanity to this. When you said the day comes, if or when you get married, it's going to be a business life. You know?
It would be a business
So
proposition.
what kind of woman is going to fall out of this? You know what I'm saying?
She's gonna be
pass
attractive?
these- all these check off marks.
Cause that's a great, that's a phenomenal, that's a
I
phenomenal.
can hit it right in the head, no
No,
problem.
hold on, wait, hold on. Let me finish. Hold on.
You finished?
Yeah, I'm finished.
Okay, she's going to be attractive. She's going to be educated. She's going to make decent money. She may not make as much money as me, but she's going to make decent money, and she will invest in me. That's my 4 things that she gats to do.
Now, can I ask you this personal
Where the love
question?
at?
So
Okay.
I'm sorry,
So
T.
When you
you
get off
said
into love-
previously, educated women are the worst women to get into a relationship with. So how do you expect this educated woman to want to marry you, who makes women feel so low, where they won't have any place in your business marriage to
Expand.
voice her opinion,
Yeah,
to
grow.
expand? Because all she has to do, all you want her to do, is listen to you. So now, then you get married, right? You get married, and then you
that
say,
part.
Hold on, let her
and then
finish.
and then she says she doesn't even speak up for herself. She doesn't even do this. She doesn't, all the things that you wanted. Now you're complaining. You know what I'm saying? So
Are you telling me or are you asking me?
I'm putting it into a question like how you put your questions into hypotheticals. So what I'm saying is, when you ask or when you want this educated married woman to marry you, how do you think that's going to work?
Okay, when we first started this conversation, I told you, she's going to first acknowledge my structure. She's going to acknowledge, meaning she's going to tell me out her own mouth, I am in charge. I'm going to be in charge of the rules. I'm going to be in charge of the money that she makes. The money she makes is, my thing is always growth. A woman has to be okay with my structure. If she's not okay with my structure, she's just not the woman for me. Whoever I be with will be educated.
I think you'll have a very difficult time finding an educated woman who
I guarantee you I won't.
doesn't want. Yes, you will, because you haven't found one yet. Only because
Just not married yet. T.
only because, are you in a relationship with one?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know. Sorry, I take that back. Only because educated women have values. They know their values. They
That's
know
where
what
they
they
mess
bring
up
to
at.
the table. Oh, because they don't have
No,
values.
when
Or
a
what are you
woman
saying?
get education, just like how you just came out of your mouth, now she feels she has value because of her education.
No, she's had value before, but
Well,
she
you
has
just
knowledge.
said-
She
okay,
has,
now
as
she-
far as knowledge,
Cause she got knowledge now, right?
Okay.
So when she get this knowledge, what do that knowledge give her?
it gives her empowerment.
This is what I just said. You were saying the same thing. Now she's uplifted. She uplifted
Yeah.
herself.
Yeah.
So now she feel empowered because she got education. I just told you, educated women are what? The worst women to marry, right? So now you got an empowered woman that empowered herself. Nobody else empowered her. She empowered herself. Now she meet this man and she.
From the education, right? That's what you said. So she
Okay, who
empowered herself.
Okay, who earned it? Who earned the
He said he
education?
wanted.
She-
No, but she earned it, right?
Okay, so she empowered
so she
herself through her
empowered-
education, right?
I don't know, man.
Okay, if she empowered herself through her education, then this words coming out of my mouth. Google it. This is how it's going to go when you have an educated woman. She's going to first respect her job, her position. She's going to be over men. Can you imagine a woman going to work and she over 100 men telling them what to do? She talking to them reckless. I never seen a woman that's over men didn't talk reckless. Then she go home and you think she go bow down to this man and put him first? Ain't gonna happen.
But that's what you want. You
depends
want
on
that.
the
No.
You wanna be
Remember I told you.
educated on the man.
What is she going to do first? She's going to acknowledge my structure. I'm her boss. Like when she go to work, I never known a woman to argue with her boss. But she'd come home and argue with her man. I'm saying I'm the boss and she's going to tell me out her mouth, you the boss, you in charge. You run things. Now she acknowledged it because I heard her say it. How many women going to do that? That's why these men have the problems that they have out of these women because they not doing what I'm saying I'm gonna do. My woman is going to acknowledge I have the power, I'm in charge. Her money, yeah,
How is she gonna acknowledge that?
she gonna be submissive to me.
Well, Bob, I
Meaning
just
being
need
quiet
that
and not
in-
saying
in-
anything?
No,
Or-
I don't have a
paper.
problem having a conversation.
And
But
you're in
when
that
I say that's
relationship, I wanna know
enough,
how
that's
that
enough.
works.
Because one thing I don't need from a woman is an argument. I don't need no woman argue with me. I got a battle with these men and other women in the streets every day. I don't need to come home to another battle. I need to come home to a clean house, something to eat, some peace. I believe a woman should bring a man peace. I don't need a woman for all the other crap most guys need them for, talking about partners. I don't want her to build nothing with me. I'm gonna build it myself. I need for her to do her part that I'm telling her where her part is. I
how's
don't
your
need for her
business
to compromise her part. I'm gonna tell her part. This is what I expect from you. I expect for you to do X, Y, Z, and either tell me you can do it or you can't do it. If you can't do it, I'm out.
So that's
Didn't you say earlier, and you're gonna
That's
correct
a
me. You're gonna correct me if I'm
Yeah,
saying this wrong.
dictatorship.
Let's
Well,
say-
you know what? And that's the problem with a lot of these guys. They not staying firm. They too busy trying to compromise.
Yeah,
You
but
don't
no.
compromise. You don't compromise
If you want,
rules.
if
Hold
you
on.
want a
Business
healthy
partner.
relationship,
That's
yes,
right.
you
Well, why
compromise.
the divorce rate so high?
Because they were like you, probably dictator,
No,
trying to
if they
dictate
was like
everything,
me,
and
okay.
the woman was fed up and was
Okay,
like, "I'm
let's
done."
look at other
That's why.
countries.
Well,
Other
your
countries
scenario have to work. You
other
have to show your
countries have a
scenario work.
very high interest rate. Let's look at Iraq. Them men beat their women. They do whatever they want to do to their women, and they stay married. You come over to the United States, a man too busy trying to compromise everything with a woman that runs everything off feelings and emotion, which changes from day to day. She can't tell me we finna move on the east side. She get over here. I hate it over here. But when you made a decision, It was based how you was feeling at that time. You didn't do no research. You should have been over in the daytime, nighttime, middle of the night, riding through, so you'll notice where you want to be. Now we here, guess what? We got to stay here. And she leaves the man because now he trying to force me to be somewhere I don't want to be. But you made the decision.
Okay, well hold on. First off, that's one scenario.
I'm giving you my scenario.
No, I got it. That's one scenario. Two, you can't mix westernized culture. Yeah, westernized culture, we have freedoms over here. Other countries they're not afforded those same freedoms that we have. So when we come over here, the people come over, they think a little bit different. I see things differently. There ain't no dictatorship because dictatorships mean it's one-sided. So if you look at all the countries that have dictatorships, when it's just one-sided, there's no democracy here, there's nothing to talk about, there's nothing to actually vote on and things of those natures, you get a disaster.
You give people too many choices. They guaranteed to make the wrong choice.
So again,
United States is the worst when it comes. We are highest in diseases. We are the highest in divorces. Mm-hmm. We are the highest in kids being raised with one parent. Mm-hmm. We are the worst. We are terrible. But we go to other countries and try to tell them what to do.
No. But again, what they want, all the people in those other countries, the only place they ever want to come is to America.
Why? For riches.
One, riches and the ability. So all them other countries you're talking about, they're actually in their laws, on their books, women can't do certain things. So they'll be stoned to death. Or, they have a structure that's put in place to keep women marginalized, to keep their foot on their neck, so to speak. So when they come over here, they want the freedoms to do what they want to do. They can't divorce their men in other countries. There's a whole process you got to go through to divorce. Now, a man can leave his woman. You know what I'm saying? But he don't, because in certain countries, he get to have 4, 5, 6 women. But all I'm saying is that we can't really talk, it's really kind of one-sided to just say United States is the worst. No, we just have the liberty to make choices. If we in a situation that we don't care about, we can get up and leave.
You know what make the United States the worst?
What?
Facts. That's what makes them the worst. The United States run to every country and tell them what they need to do. Listen, they have a problem just... As a black man, it's a struggle for you. You an educated black man. It's a struggle for you. It's a person that will be less qualified, less education. But since he have the complexion, he gets a job over you.
But you know what? You are 100% correct. You are. But what is that? Does that stop or make me less than? No. I had to do what I needed to do to make myself successful. So
you
I
talking
had to take
obstacles.
No. But I had to take other different routes. So that some people
that ain't what I'm talking about.
But some people do have inherited.
White
Donald Trump, inherited privileges, and they just wipe, but they just have it just because he looks the same or she looks this way. She gonna have that, but at the end of the day, it's all about the choices that we make, and it comes back full circle to 100%. the husband and wife dynamic. The choices that you make, the choices that I made in one marriage, they gonna dictate me in a positive way to do what I need to do in this next phase. That's really what this boils down to. So again, we can't just stay stagnant and stuck on stupid and say what we not gonna do. No. So again, the way you want to run your relationship is completely different than the way I'm gonna run mine. You know what I'm saying? So again, I don't want a robot. I don't want a dictator. I want a woman that's confident in who she is and what she brings to the table. And we ain't battling back and forth, because at the end of the day, I am the man. But again, her opinion matters. It counts than what it was that we trying to go for, what we trying to build. I'm trying to build with my partner. I ain't trying to have it in places where she just come up, because now she ain't got no equity in nothing. She just there. She there for the box. She there to give up some pussy and do whatever it is that you say do.
But that's not what I'm. That's what you got out of it. What I was telling you.
But what your woman gonna do? What your woman gonna do?
I'm the type of guy like this. I don't need a woman to do what you need a woman to do.
Yeah, we different.
So I don't want no woman all in the books questioning me why.
But you keep saying no. At the end of the day, there is no questions. There is no questions why. You just think that because the women that you dealt with, that's what they brought to the table.
I done it, and that's what they done.
Right. But
once money's still being made, she see them numbers. She gonna be like, wow, I didn't know it was that much money. So now she's gonna have a sense of entitlement. She deserved more.
My ex-wife didn't feel like that. In the marriage, she didn't feel like that.
Well,
it wasn't opening up the books. It wasn't looking at what she didn't care about all of that. That only came into play when a nigga said I'm out. Okay. Now that come into question like, oh well, what am I really entitled to? And somebody told her what she really
So
entitled
are you
to.
saying, are you saying, your word, are you saying you turned your ex-wife into an aggressive person? Because she got
Where
aggressive.
did you get that from?
I'm
No,
finna tell you.
What do you mean aggressive? She didn't. It's not that
Because
aggressive. She just now somebody exposed her to what legally
She was entitled
she's
to.
entitled
So she
to.
went after something that makes
But
her
that-
aggressive,
No, that's
right?
not. That's not.
No.
That's not
Listen,
the
that's-
same.
If you go after something,
That's not
if
the
you
same.
chasing something, you are what?
You're chasing it.
You are
You're
an
not
aggressor.
aggressive. No, aggressive is like get your ass back and
No,
go with
no,
it. It's
no,
how
you
it's
talking
how
about-
you go. It's how you chase it.
If Dre
You
was
know-
walking around this place and I'm following behind him, I am the aggressor.
No, you just could
No.
be following behind him because you following behind him.
Listen,
Man, yeah, come on,
for
man.
That, listen, boy, for that to work, this is normally how it is.
You know, you want your
You
answer to
married-
be your answer, so you try to change, different
I'm not,
scenarios.
I just think men sugarcoat things to make a woman feel at ease about what he know that's right.
But that's
I don't-
not all men though. That's just certain men. Some men deal with it like, okay, if I talk to her this way, calm her down. You know what I mean? I'm just not. I'm more like. I'm worse than you. I'm more aggressive. I'm not gonna be tap dancing and feeding into your feelings. I'm not, because I wasn't raised to be the feeling type of guy. So I can't. To me, I don't really feel like a man and woman really would be on the same wave. When she be like, well, my feelings is this way. I'm not gonna understand. I'm a man. I'm not gonna understand what you.
But it's your job to bring them. If you want that kind of relationship, it's your job to merge them to know the level you at, and to know the level your woman at, and to bring it there. Like, this is what I'm explaining. This is what I'm doing. That's your job. If that's the
It
kind
depends.
of
It depends. Hold
Well,
on.
see,
Hold
Myers,
on, hold on.
I known your wife. Your wife was a mellow. Well, she is a mellow person. She's educated. She's kind-hearted. She's a good person. When I see her today, I still give her a hug. She's an awesome person. It just didn't work as y'all marriage, but it took nothing away from her character for me.
Agreed.
So she was already who she was before. She the same person to me after the marriage.
I disagree.
But when I say she the same person to me, because she
treated
didn't,
her-
You said it never took
she
away
was
from my
never
feelings.
aggressive towards me.
If
She didn't go after me.
if he my brother, cousin, whatever, if you do him dirty, you did me dirty. That's how I look at it.
Well, I can't think like that because I have a cousin that's make us family. His son is what combined.
Okay.
My loyalty is with
With him.
my blood.
Correct.
But if you say one thing bad about, I don't have
No,
nothing
you
to
ain't-
say
no,
about
you
her.
never-
I think she's
no, we
an
ain't talking
awesome
about
person
that.
to this day.
Because
I think he made an awesome
But you
choice
don't think she
marrying
gets
her.
dirty,
right. But what's in that, again? What's in our household doesn't supposed to spill out.
That's right.
I'm supposed to shield her. I'm supposed to always show you the kind-hearted person, because that's my job. As her husband, that's my job. My job is to make sure you see the good side of her, because that's what a husband is supposed to do for his
And vice
wife.
versa.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you saw us and you saw her, you saw me, you saw a unit. Boy, you looking good. Girl, you looking good in the mud. What, that man over there doing something. You know what I'm saying? That's what, but again, that he is or she is. That's what we're supposed to do. And because it didn't work out for some differences, hey, that doesn't change her character. That doesn't change that.
I don't think she ever made him look
No.
bad.
No.
She didn't come out half dressed or in a negative. She never gave
You talking
a
about,
visual
You
of.
talking about in that way and
Yeah.
a look. My thoughts is this: if you go after my money and we already had an agreement, you don't let somebody get in your ear. Normally, when it happens, is when the woman feel like she's hurt. Even though you're hurt, they don't know to what extent. But then she see him moving around, him dating. It seemed like he's happy. I'm over here suffering. This nigga out here having the time of his life. And then the women get in his ear. Now, me saying, okay, I don't need anything. Now I need something from you. Cause you, now I feel like you're fucking over me.
Yeah.
So that's when you start looking at what I got and this and that, when everything was cool. So now I feel some type of way.
But that's an individual attack on the person she was married to. It has nothing to do with the family.
I guess if you see it that way.
Yeah, because you got to think, she never done anything Yeah, so she the same person to me, and just if when they was married.
They just
And
didn't work
but
out.
it's
They just
also
didn't work out.
also the front that the united front that even in divorce, I'm still coming on. I can still tell you I still care about the woman. You know what I'm saying? Still wish no ill will her way.
I
You
mean,
know what
y'all
I'm
been
saying?
together for so long, you
Yeah.
can't help but
And that's
still
it.
love.
So it's like you can't look. So again, if now I was telling you, man, she a bitch. You know, she crazy. She hated my family's guts. Yada yada. You'll start looking at them when she come around. You be like, damn. Q,
she always
Q
said
told
you
me-
wasn't shit.
Yeah. Q like, yeah. Q told me you was full of shit. You was a womanizer. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Well, T probably feel I'm a womanizer, but I always give T.
But no,
Listen,
but
I
you
always
think-
give T
she
nothing but
definitely think I'm a
compliments.
Yes, he does. He
Yeah, I always give her
yes.
compliments because I know what's out here.
yeah.
I know the type of women I have dated, and I seen the type of women my brother dated.
Now,
I think Zach got a bonus.
okay, so I'm good. And now answer my question. You feel like bro won. He winning out here, right?
Yeah.
Knowing the kind of woman she is, knowing she has several sisters, if one of her sisters were to become available,
I think they'd be a decent catch.
wait, you just said that she was phenomenal. What you mean decent?
Well, when I'm saying decent to me is good. A good catch.
So okay, you think that she would be would she be someone that you could potentially being the same kind of woman, coming from the same kind of household? Would
If
you
she
hug?
coming from, I'm gonna say this to sum it up. If she came from T bloodstream, I think I'll probably do like my brother did. Shing shing. I won.
Okay.
Seal the deal because
But her sisters are educated. Her sisters, they standing on their own. They ain't for no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Now you bring a little level of bullshit to
well, the thing is because we having a short conversation and I'm giving you the uncoded version.
okay.
So of course, if I have a woman, I'm not gonna say you don't have a right to cry. If she over there crying about something, yeah, baby, what's going on? Are you okay? You know what I'm saying? But if she crying about something, I'm crying because of my sister and her boyfriend just not getting along, I'm gonna say, well, listen, that ain't got nothing to do with you. I'm not sympathizing with that. Because if you're gonna be upset and you're gonna bring some type of feelings in our household with something that got nothing to do with us, I'm not sympathizing with that. Okay. What I have noticed with T, I met her father, I met her mom, her relatives, they all come off to me as very superb. They know how to talk to people. They can have a conversation even if they don't agree.
And that ain't just being Canadian Negro.
I think it got a lot to do with
That ain't Canadian ain't got shit to do with shit. Don't get me wrong, I love Canadians. It's for the Canadians that I ain't got no problem with.
I'm just saying,
I'm
Myers,
just
I know a
saying
lot
that
of people,
It ain't Canadian.
and most people that has a good relationship, they usually don't look like me.
Well, that's just the people that you.
When I go out to North Carolina, awesome people. Hey, listen, I went to North Carolina one time and I met a female. We talking. She offered me back to her house to get something to eat. She gonna cook me a whole meal. I'm talking greens.
But again,
I thought she was trying to set me up.
But that's but see, that's because you came from up here.
But remember, I was telling you, it's Detroit. I went to counseling for a lot of years because I knew I was screwed up. I went to counseling for 6 years to help me
And what
think
the hell
better.
did you learn? Could you tell me that? Look, that's a whole nother conversation. That need to be next week's topic. Because I done been to counseling too. But what the hell did you learn?
I learned that everything I knew, I didn't know nothing. So I had to be rebuilt. And you know what?
Who the fuck rebuild you? For this man, look. I don't listen to this man. Listen.
You can wrap it up on that, darling. That's a good way to exit it out. That's good.
So what is your take on everything that we saying, Nikki?
It was a lot. I mean, which part?
Well, as far as like, the original question was, how do a man benefit from having a wife? In my opinion, in which
No, so don't give your opinion.
Give your opinion.
In my opinion, and most of the guys that I know, they don't see it because, like I said, a woman would give you everything a man wants. They give you babies, they'll cook, clean your house, have sex with you.
You're right. A lot of
So
single women will.
why would you marry and compromise your life if you don't have to?
Well, that's the decision that woman
Right.
makes,
Right.
right?
And
They're
then you see
fine
what
with
type
that.
you
They're
were
fine
dating.
with living the married life without the, like, if something happens to you or something happens to your partner and you built all this together and you're not married, you don't get nothing. You know, like you know, just like if you were with your girlfriend for years, right? And she's on life support, and you're the only person in her life that's making decisions for her. But because you're not married, you can't make that call.
That's right.
You know, you don't get the stuff that she has in her name, you know, or anything like that. It goes to her children. You know,
Or
you
her
don't
family.
get, you're right, you don't get first dibs at nothing like that. So marriage, just like you said, it is a business agreement, a business partnership. Like when my husband and I went to premarital counseling, the pastor asked us, why are you getting married? And we said, it's a partnership. It's like a business to us. You know, we didn't say love first. We said it's a partnership where we will continue to build, but we want to build together, not separately. So that's why we got married.
Did religion or Christ play any part of it?
No, because I'm Buddhist, you know, and Zap's not very religious. But we went because, you know, we need the pastor to come, you know, officiate the wedding. But it helped us, you know, it showed us like, okay, where we were lacking as far as our communicating skills. We thought we could communicate well, but apparently, you know, sometimes we feel like we're talking on different levels, me and Zap. Like
So what level are you on?
Not his page. Sometimes, majority of the time, listen, I'll say, look out the window, right? And he'll totally take that as something else. And I'm like, are you looking out that window? You know, and he, you know, no, I'm looking out that one. You know, like, it's just totally, we're not on the same page. So that's why I've gotten that in our marriage. So now I know to ask more questions. Like
Direct.
Okay. So I'm talking specifically about
So you
this
learned-
and this.
you learned
Yes. That we,
How to
So you
communicate
evolved.
with him.
Yes.
You adapted and you evolved in a relationship.
Yes,
That's it.
because we would get into arguments, and then at the end of the day, we're like, I wasn't even freaking talking
Listen.
about that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Communication.
yeah, it's communication, but it's also about hearing what he's saying and then realizing we're not talking about the same thing.
So-
okay.
So you had to learn them.
Yes.
Have to. So Nikki, overall, do you think that this panel here was beneficial? Do you think that this conversation here was beneficial?
Yeah.
Right. So
I
would
do.
you? So would you?
I was the most beneficial.
Most controversial, but yeah.
Would you come on this platform again?
Yeah.
Would
I
you
do
watch
that.
this platform?
I would.
Okay.
I would.
Cool. So T, was this beneficial?
Yes.
Okay. Do you feel like the points that
I feel like I made good points and valid points for having a spouse, you know, for the benefits that my husband brings into my life, the benefits I bring into his life. You know, people are like, why get married? It's such a waste of time. But with the right partner, it's the best time of your life.
So you are a proponent of marriage.
Yes. But I will tell you this. If
You about to go to controversy.
I will tell you this though, if for whatever reason, you know, knock on wood, you know, let's say my husband, we're no longer together, or let's say, you know, we outlive one another, I will not get married again.
Okay.
Why?
You know, I realize as I get older, I like,
You're setting your way.
I like, yes,
A certain-
I like a certain, you know, sometimes I just like to clean up after myself. You know, sometimes if I don't want to cook, I can make a freaking pack of noodles. You know, like sometimes I want to watch TV, like Real Housewives, without somebody saying something to me, like making me feel like, why are you watching this? Like, because that's how I want to, you know, live my free time. That's what I want to do.
So are you saying? I want to make sure.
I'm just saying, I love being married, but I also like, as I get older, alone time. Like I like like complete, like solitude.
So right
you know?
now, this is your second marriage. You would not have a third.
No.
When you renew your vows?
Yeah,
you mean?
we're renewing our vows for our 10-year. We're going to Puerto Vallarta.
Okay, I just want to make sure because you
Yeah.
sound like you was drifting off.
No, I'm just saying like.
Hey, look, see, yeah. So
No.
I enjoyed this platform. Hopefully, I'll get to come on again, and I'll definitely be engaged to watching this if this is a normally scheduled program. So, Mr. Controversial King, you need to actually have you a name. You know, it ain't ball. You need to be the controversial something. You know.
But thank you all for coming.
See.
Thank you all for coming.
Thanks for
Appreciate
having
you.
me.